If they had known that this was what they were going to face, perhaps they would prepare very well. But they did not know, and so they were not able to adequately prepare themselves. Due to that, they ended up having a lot of problems, a lot of issues with the leader. Anytime things went bad, they turned to the leader and gave him his fair share. So Moses was not having it easy with the people. But in all, he sought the face of the Lord, and the Lord helped him. Hallelujah. Amen. Gradually, they got to a place when God spoke to him and said, "Come, meet me on a mountain where I would give you my commandments." When Moses was going, he prepared himself because he knew that he was meeting his Lord. He was going in excitement because he knew what the Lord was going to give to him would help him lead the people. Moses had had enough. And so when God said, "Come, I'm giving you something, I'm meeting you," he knew that something good was coming out from that. He knew that the commandment would help him deal with all the uncertainties, all the issues which lied ahead of them. And so he was very much happy. On the other hand, the people of Israel were very scared due to the fact that they were negative in thoughts and in action, and believed that God was going to punish them. And so they were very much scared. They were convinced of their own unforgivable flaws. But the Lord, who is so loving and caring, our all-knowing God, our forgiving God's intent and purposes were different. Hallelujah. Amen. The Bible says that even in the midst of their troubling behavior and unbelief, God's love concerning them was constant. And he continued doing what would bring him even closer and visible in the minds and the hearts of the people as God of love, God of mercy, God of care. The Lord also showed that he is God of principle. He is God of principle. In his plan to rid fear and increase confidence and reliance in their leader, the Lord constantly spoke through his leader, their leader, Moses. When God gives you something to do, he equips you and continues daily strengthening you. Hallelujah. Amen. Our main text today, Exodus 23, 20-22, is a conversation of a direction and a promise the Lord had, or the Lord was making with the Israelites through his chosen leader, Prophet Moses. The all-knowing God knew what lay ahead of them, the challenges they must face before the promise is duly fulfilled. It was therefore handsome and appropriate for the Lord to speak to them, the Israelites, to prepare them before they face the next batch of challenges that would confront them. The Lord said to them through Moses, "I am sending an angel ahead along the way and to bring you to the place I have prepared. It was just to say, I have sent before you all the help you will need to succeed. So, go in full confidence. Hallelujah.
Amen.
The Lord says to us, of course, whatever He places in our hands to do, He does not just put them in our hands, but He asks what we need for that to be done and be done well. Then He continued saying, pay attention to Him and listen to what He says. Do not rebel against Him. This is God speaking through Moses to the Israelites, saying, do not rebel against Moses. He will not forgive your rebellion, since my name is in him. Here, God in effect is saying, reflect on your behavior and make amends. If you go your own ways, you will miss opportunities for success, and you will not get them back. It is just like Him saying, I have sent all the help you need, but your success depends on how you make use of the help sent. Your success depends on how you make the help, or you make use of the help sent. Then He made specific the benefit of cooperating and what to expect on the way. He says, if you listen carefully to what He says and do all, not some. My people, if you listen to Moses and do all he tells you, not some, not only the big ones, not only the small ones, but the big, the small, all of them, then I, the Lord, will be an enemy to your enemies. Hallelujah.
Amen.
And I will oppose those who oppose you. They were going to walk through borders and cross stretches of inhabited lands and territories, and that they would face resistance. They would be denied by kings. They would be denied by authorities from walking through their lands, and series of military confrontations would ensue. Why were they to face all these problems? Why were they to face all difficulties? They were the people of God. It was the Lord who had sent for them to be taken from slavery to a land flowing with milk and honey. So why were they why were they going to face all these difficulties? Sometimes we go through difficult moments like that. God calls us from darkness, and we feel the problem time is gone, is over. We have gotten into another realm completely, where joy and celebration, where jubilation is full. But you realize that jubilation is a little bit further down, and you got to make your way towards that. Hallelujah.
Amen.
And in making the journey, what you see is a whole lot of problems. In your walk with God, you have people who stand against you. They talk anyhow to you. You have people who come to dissuade you, people who come to say all sorts of things as to why you should not continue serving God. And we have the devil, of course, also doing his worst, creating havoc, problematic instances, finding his way into your marriage, finding his way into your house, bringing in chaos, attacking from all ends, diseases that you have not heard the name before. So many things surrounding you, and you begin to wonder, am I with God indeed? Hallelujah. I want to say to you, indeed, you are with God, and it happened to the Israelites. But in the case of the Israelites, they were going to face resistance. They were going to face problematic instances. They were going to face denial. Kings were going to stand against them. Because at that time, one of the ways to measure the wealth of a clan was to check how big their land or the land upon which they settled was. And so it was very common, kings stood against other kings, fought, won the fight, conquered the people, settled there and conquered their lands. Hallelujah.
Amen.
When kings conquered the land, all the people became slaves. And the kings would let them reside on the same land, work, but send money or send tithes, as we may call it. I don't think it is tithe. This one, it was harsher. Coming to them, to the king's palace, every time to render account of what their lives and what the resources have been used or has been yield. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Because of that, many kings would fortify their lands. They would try as much as they could to build huge walls around their land. Not long ago, we heard about the President of the United States of America saying that he was going to build a wall to keep the Mexicans out of his borders. And even when they build these walls, you see military points all over within short intervals, making sure that no one was so easily able to intrude their lands. Because of this, if anyone with the good intent was to cross somebody's land, a king's territory, what they normally did was to send a messenger ahead, so that the messenger will carry the message to the king and the authorities for permission. And if they granted them permission, it meant that the people would be able to cross the land. Most of the time, when they got there, they would be escorted by the military.